And it looks very easy. This is easy when you know how, of course. And as you can see, there's only 2 trapdoors. There's not 4. There could be 3 here, but they've only put 2 for some reason. Okay, so first, this is the joke run of this level because I'm going to show off the trap down here because I think this trap is very awesome. It's not a squasher like you think it is. They don't actually have the. I don't think they actually have the squashers in this level. So look. Cool, where's the trap? There it is. So it's actually impossible to get past that trap. But we only needed 4 anyway, so I don't even really know why we started again, to be honest. Oh dear. I messed that up. Okay, maybe it's better to bash first. Okay, I'm bashing now. Okay, 2 blockers actually stacked on one another there. That's weird. I've not seen that happen before. But there's actually 2 blockers there. So what happens if I blow up this first blocker? Okay, he's still there as a blocker. But we only needed 4 anyway, so that left crowd we didn't really need to save them. So they could have just fed the trap for you know. But because we can give them 5 builders in this, it's actually possible to save them all. Well, it'd be a bit tricky to not use the blocker over here, but it probably looks very possible to save all of them if you built over to this pillar here. So these lemmings are... Okay, where's the lemming that actually died? Oh yeah, I got given 5 umbrellas, didn't I? So I'm going to quit out this level now by pressing select, and it counts as completing the level. So I'm going to go on to level 17. And this level is actually where bombers actually get to shine, because bombers are actually usable in this. Although, why would you need bombers? Because they've given you diggers. So, not this time, bombers. It's a bit of a cop-out if you think about it, isn't it? I mean, the level title even says let's block and blow. What do? Oh, I know. Let's give 5 of each skill. They really didn't put much effort into this level when they made it, did they? Just trying to make sure the diggers aren't aligned, because although I think it would take dropping 3 floors at once to splat actually on this. It's not that bad. So for that reason, it's actually very possible to save all 14 lemmings. And if you're very observant as well, you also notice that there's only actually 4 diggers required. If you remember from the original level, you actually need to do 5 bombers, 5 blocking and bombings for this, but for some reason they left out a floor on this one. Because I think it would have exceeded the height of this level otherwise. Okay, so I think the save requirement was actually 9. So it would have required you to blow up 5 lemmings. Even though you didn't need to blow up 5 anyway, because you only needed 4. So it actually allowed you for a mistake, assuming it didn't put you in the fire pit. You could even have bashed and digged down this entire pillar here. So this level is just an example of what you can do with all the skills on this level. Because I think, if I recall, in both versions of this level on other versions of Lemmings, you would have got given only blockers and bombers. So we're on to level 18 now. Okay, you live and lem. So this is okay, I don't think this is in the original Lemmings, but this is actually a easier repeat of it's a doddle. And if you notice, it actually doesn't look very much like it's a doddle. Well, if you put the walls in on the left and right side, it would look a bit like it's a doddle, but this level's a bit harder because it's actually got no left and right hand wall. You don't really need the right hand wall, but the left hand wall was very useful because it meant you could use one blocker instead of two. And it's actually this important factor that makes Tricky 1 one of the hardest levels in the game. And if you think about it, Tricky 1's not that far away either, because we're only six to seven levels away from the end of fun. So this level and its repeat are actually very close together. But this one, it actually gives you 8 of each skill, so it's not too bad. Okay, I accidentally double clicked again. You actually only need 2 builders to get across this gap, luckily. And then it's this thing that looks very like so when you think about it, if you actually put the far right wall and the far left wall back in, it actually does look like it's a doddle. I'm going to hold off a bit longer because okay, now I'm going to go for it. It's actually contained in the crowd at the start of Tricky 1 that's actually the hardest part of this. Because the skills they give you are very weird on this. Still, this level looks very nice even though it's very unusual. Okay, so 18 levels down, 7 to go on this rank. This game's actually getting very bulked out now because I think we've been recording for an hour now. Although some of that would have been resetting the game after it glitched out at the end of level 11, I think. So we're on to level 19 now, which is I Get That Lemming Feeling. And we've got 14 lemmings and we only have to save 4 of them. And if you look at it, this level is very small compared to the actual version of this. It's still nice that they included this because it's a nice inclusion. Okay, so for some bizarre reason, we've only got 4 possible skills. We can only use blockers, bombers, bashers, and builders. Luckily, we don't really need all that much. So I've blocked off the crowd now. And I think the basher could carry on over that. I'm not sure though. Yeah, it does. So this game's very nice in the way it does certain skills. It likes to be very tidy where possible. So it didn't perforate those 2 holes at all. I was scared then. I thought I still had blocker selected. I think it's actually possible to reach the top exit if you do something with the builders. Because the builders actually, I think the builders actually zigzag nicely up these things. But luckily we're just going to go for the bottom exit because we want simplicity. That's also a very scary assignment, because it's very easy to miss that. And luckily, because of the fact that you can assign bashers mid-builder, it's very nice there as well. I'm going to assign the basher first just to be safe. So this level's very weird in the fact that it leaves out these 4 skills for some miners, diggers, climbers, and floaters for some reason. I guess you don't really need miners on this level for starters. But that wasn't too bad. It only needed 4 bashers, a builder, and a blocker, and a bomber. Which I'm yet... Well, 2 blockers and 2 bombers. But it's nice to see this level in this game anyway. It's nice to see it included, because you think that they're just intentionally overlooking small levels, like not as complicated as it looks actually didn't make it in. And if you think about it now, we're actually on level 19, and this is at level 23 in the original, so we've skipped over quite a lot of levels to get to this one. I'm guessing the level we just did, which is an easier version of It's a Doddle, is actually using the same name as... No, I'm thinking of Take Good Care of My Lemmings. That's not right, is it? No, just ignore me. Okay, so we're on to level 20 now. Kambanwa Lemming-san. This level looks exactly like it did in the original. So we've got 12 lemmings and we've got 8 to be saved, and the release rate is 99. But if you look, it's actually not all that hard. So we saw what happened if you fall in the drink there. It's probably safer to bash through the pillar, purely because of I'm going to put a blocker as well, just to stop the climber from going back to the left and climbing over here. Although he's going to climb over anyway, so I don't know why I'm worrying about that. And there's not really any easy way to turn him around either, because you can't really turn lemmings around very easily in this. And there's not even any miners if you look either, so there's no actual way to turn him around on the steel. So we just have to watch him die. We still got 1 over the save requirement though, so it's all good. So that's why I didn't really worry too much about the losses. So we're on to level 21. So that level was quite quick. Lemmings everywhere. 14 lemmings, 8 to be saved. And interestingly enough, I'm going to say this now, the repeat of this level is actually one of the unsolvable levels in this game. But we shall see when we get to it. And I should also probably mention as well, when I do get to an unsolvable level, I've actually got the US port of this game as well, and I'm going to boot that copy up and show the intended solution to that level still. But I'm playing on the EU version otherwise. I know what you're probably thinking. You're just thinking, why don't we just play the US version all the way through? It's because I want to show why the levels are unsolvable. So when I get to the unsolvable levels, I will show why it's not solvable and then switch over to the other version of this game to show the intended solution, which I hope will work. So let's get on. Again, Oh, okay, we've got no bashers and no diggers for some reason, so that's a bit of an interesting omission. So I think the requirement on this is actually to mine. You can't. I don't think it's actually possible to mine through that. Well, I'll do the building. I'll do the building first because that's what you're supposed to do. But I will try and mine through the pillar as I will try and mine through as well and see if you can do it. See, nothing happened. Look, he's trying to do the miner at the top of the. He's trying to do the miner at the top of the. Here, look. But I think he might actually stop. Okay, so he's got to the top there. Okay, that was interesting, and the miner just disappeared for a moment there. Okay, so the miner did stop when I expected it to. Okay, lucky that's not splat height. Okay, so that's level solved. So a bit of an unorthodox solution there. But it's all good. So this spiral thing at the end is quite interesting. I'm guessing they didn't really want to do the whole spider web thing, so they just decided to go for the spiral instead and just we'll call it that. So it's all good there. So we're on to level 22 now.